The year is 2026, and the world is holding its breath. Beijing's sky is draped in an eerie silence, marking the beginning of a monumental diplomatic event. A long wait of 9 years is finally coming to an end. Air Force One has touched down on Chinese soil. The eyes of the world are fixed on this moment. Donald Trump has arrived in Beijing for his first state visit. But this is no ordinary diplomatic trip. The context of this summit is critical. The world is sitting on a powder keg. In the background, the war in Iran continues to rage, and its flames are scorching every corner of the globe. In such an atmosphere, Trump steps off Air Force One smiling, presenting a confident and cheerful diplomatic facade. He calls his host, Chinese President Xi Jinping, a great leader and his friend. In front of the cameras, he paints dreams of a brilliant future for both nations. But Xi Jinping, standing across from him, shows little sign of happiness. His tone is firm. His voice carries no softness. He is not hiding behind a diplomatic smile. Instead, he is delivering a warning to the world. A warning that could shake the foundations of the global economy and world peace. The issue is only one thing: Taiwan. For Beijing, this issue overshadows all others. Xi Jinping's words are crystal clear. He has made it absolutely explicit that Taiwan is the single most important issue in China-US relations. If it is handled the wrong way, the world's two greatest powers could collide. The risk is a direct military conflict, a terrifying war with global implications. So we must ask, why is this happening now? Why has this summit been overshadowed by such stark warnings? Why is Trump in China at this specific critical moment, while conflicts rage elsewhere in the world? And why has Taiwan suddenly become so dangerously explosive? The answer lies in the shifting global power dynamics and strategic red lines. The stakes of this US-China summit couldn't be higher. The outcome could determine the future stability of the world. The complex relationship between the US, China, and Taiwan is at a critical juncture, driven by a mix of trade and geopolitical factors. To understand the US stance, we must look at Washington's politics. With US elections set for November, the Republican Party is fighting to maintain control of Congress. However, the current domestic agenda is under threat due to the Iran war and growing fears of a weakening American economy. Desperate for a political victory that can calm his voters, Trump is seeking a significant deal with China. The entire focus of the U.S. delegation is centered on securing substantial economic deals from Beijing. The White House has made it unequivocally clear Trump will not return from this trip empty-handed. Specific demands include promises from China to buy American soybeans, massive deals for beef, and orders for Boeing aircraft. To resolve future commercial disputes, Trump also wants to establish a new board of trade between the two countries. Now let's turn our attention to Taiwan and why it is so strategically important. The story of Taiwan transcends mere trade commodities. It is fundamentally about control over the future of technology and global influence. Taiwan is the world's leading chipmaker, producing micro-components essential for everything from artificial intelligence to America's most advanced weapon systems. To underscore the issue's depth, Trump personally invited NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang to join his delegation, a call made during a refueling stop in Alaska. The goal is also to secure trade deals with Taiwan that could expand chip production inside the United States, bolstering American manufacturing. However, for China, this situation is viewed entirely differently. It is not simply a business negotiation. For Beijing, the status of Taiwan is a fundamental question of sovereignty, a non-negotiable issue. Beijing considers Taiwan to be an inalienable part of its territory, a long-standing position that fuels the current tensions. The most frightening reality remains that China has never ruled out the use of military force to seize control of Taiwan. In recent years, the Chinese military has carried out aggressive drills around Taiwan, including mock rehearsals of a full blockade. The world is on edge, and the geopolitical chessboard is set. Amid this fear, America's position suddenly appears increasingly uncertain regarding its support for Taiwan. Last year, the Trump administration approved an $11 billion weapons package for Taiwan, a massive deal. But surprisingly, the delivery of those weapons has still not begun. Trump's approach is now raising a major question. Could he pull back support for Taiwan in exchange for economic deals, putting the island on the line to protect the economy? This potential weakness is exactly what Xi Jinping has recognized, leading him to clearly draw his red line. Xi understands the temptation of economic gain and is using it as leverage against the United States' position on Taiwan. He has made it clear that Taiwan's independence and peace in the region cannot coexist. According to Xi, peace is only possible if the United States stays away from Taiwan. Xi Jinping said the world now stands at a new crossroads, forcing difficult choices upon global powers. He reminded Trump that the two nations should be partners, not rivals, where cooperation benefits both sides, while confrontation damages them both. But the bitter truth behind these words is deeply dangerous, masking a high-stakes geopolitical strategy. The summit unfolding in Beijing is not just a conversation between two leaders. It is a chessboard spread across the map of the world. Beijing's deep economic ties with Iran are making this visit even more complicated, adding another layer of geopolitical tension to the summit. On one side is the temptation of economic gain, and on the other is the looming threat of geopolitical conflict. The stakes are immense. One wrong move, one small mistake, could push the entire world into a darkness with no path back. We are in the calm before a potential storm. Trump is waiting for deals. Xi Jinping has already drawn his red line. The game has already begun, and Taiwan sits in the calm eye of a storm that could explode at any moment. The stakes are nothing less than our entire future.